from the Colorado Festival of Horror. Smurf here, and I am complimented. I have the honor and being graced by excellence, Sybil Danning, which I never honestly thought I would have the opportunity to speak with you. I am a huge fan of your career, and welcome.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. This is my first time.
That's what you said. So I'm surprised you've never been to Colorado. I mean, we're so luxurious.
I've been like in and out, but
Okay.
this is very special for me. Yes.
Excellent.
I was very happy to come. And I'm happy to be here. It's going to be a great show.
It's going to be a good weekend. So we're like right out of the gate. Where's like the most luxurious place you have been? Where has your career taken you that you're like, okay, I could do more of this?
It doesn't really matter for me.
Okay.
I mean, I love the mountains. I'm a skier, that's why I love Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And I will come back here. And I have been to Colorado, but just not here. And, anywhere. I mean, when I work, then my work comes number one.
Right.
But I always have fun working, so I make the best out of everything. And I love traveling, so I don't really have a favorite place, but I might when I leave here. Could be Denver. Could be from Denver.
It could be Denver. We'll take you out to dinner. We'll make a big moving party out of the whole deal. It'll be upright. So I don't know even which film to focus on for you. So let me ask you, and I'm sure you have a favorite one. I know everyone says they're like children. I don't have a favorite. I bullshit. What is your favorite film that you have done? And you're like, yes, I can look back and say that was my best one.
Well, I did one, but I'm not going to waste my time on it because it doesn't fit into what we're doing here. But I did the Entebbe story, which was called Operation Thunderbolt.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the money, I got the distribution, I got Klaus Kinski, who everybody loves. Mm-hmm. And so I basically produced that movie, and we were nominated for Best Foreign Film.
Wow.
And I'm very proud of that. But actually, of all my fun movies, I'm going to be presenting tomorrow night right here. And that is The Howling 2.
Howling 2.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird departure from the first Howling. And to see what was filming like? Because I heard that set was just wild. It looks wild. So I can only imagine what it was like behind the scenes and everything else.
Well, I always have fun with Joe Dante. Joe's a big, fan of mine. I'm a fan of his work, and we love each other. And every time we see each other, the greeting is, "No, I love yours. Yours is better. No, I love yours. Yours is better," And you can't compare them, really. I mean, the Howling one is a classic. It's absolutely a classic. And our movie, well, I gotta be honest, I have never known so many critics that love to hate that movie.
Really?
Yes, they love to hate it and they hate to love it.
I mean, I guess I get it. I mean, because Darren was just in here and he was talking about like the flack that he gets for Troll 2. And like, again, he's all like, it was my first acting job and everyone gives me crap about it. But I mean, everyone I'd bring up the Howling 2 to, they're like, oh yeah, then they get that kind of smirk about it. So how did you find yourself doing the Howling 2?
Well, actually, I had something that I was, I'm very, unfortunately, he is no longer with us, but I had a great manager who read that they're doing The Howling 2, and they hadn't yet gotten anyone for that role. And when he called up and said, what about Sybil Danning? And they said, oh, I don't think we can afford her. And he said, well, who's your distributor? Talk to your distributor and get back to me. Well, they did, and they did get back the next day, and they said, yes, we want her for Steerboat.
Oh.
So that's how that happened.
It's just that simple.
Yeah, it's usually not that simple, but
usually it's just there's a road of
a good manager.
I'm telling you, I need better representation.
Well, I have an excellent manager sitting right here with me, Richard.
Excellent.
Richard, who brought me here. So it's all about that.
Excellent.
If my manager would not have done that, I wouldn't have done that movie.
Wild. So do you have a preference? I mean, do you like horror? Do you like drama, sci-fi? I mean, where is the happy spot? And what do you really, really like sinking your teeth into?
Well, first of all, I love doing The Howling too, not only because I love that role.
Right.
And
I mean, you really did get to let your hair down.
yeah, and I had a little fight with the producer. I spoke to him not so long ago because I just wrote a vampire movie, and I called him and he said, "Yeah, I'd like to read it." And he said, "You really gave me a headache because all those ripping open of my dress at the end credits."
Right.
He said, "You really gave us a hard time." I said, "Excuse me, I had that in my contract. Nobody said you could use it for the end run 50 times, And he said, "Yeah, well, so are you happy because we cut half?" I said, "Yeah, I'm happy."
It's your body. You should be able to do what you want. And it's the contract.
Well, I didn't mind so much, but I hide when I go see a movie. I want to see it with everybody, but I go in after the movie starts and I sat in the back row and everything was great and everybody had fun with it. But the greatest laughter came at the end, like this was the biggest comedy in the world. And I felt kind of not ashamed because, hey, if I'm going to show my breasts, I'm going to show them. Right. I either stand to it or I don't do it. But it just, I walked in the next morning into the distributor's office and I said, "If you don't take that out, I'm not going to promote the movie." And I'm a huge promoter. I'm a huge believer in supporting your product. Uh-huh. And you want me to go out there and do it. And I did, as you know.
Yes.
I've been all over. I mean, it has a life that never ends.
Yes, you even did an amazing job promoting how you got here. You had a green screen. You had all of the images up. You had the sudden dramatic turn to the camera. I was like, damn, you keep doing that, I'm going to be out of job.
Yeah. But, I was very lucky on that movie, too, because, we got, nobody knows, but Philippe Mora, the director, he opens the package with, came from Hollywood, with all the costumes, and he said, "Oh, my God." He called Hollywood and he said, "We're not doing Planet of the Apes. You sent us monkey costumes." We didn't have werewolf costumes. We had monkey costumes. And on the other end, they just said, "Well, you're not getting anything more. Okay, that's it. So make do," and hung up on.
Oh, my God.
So he says, "What are we going to do?" And, it was Czechoslovakia at that time, the Czech Republic now. We had great talent and they reworked those costumes.
It's a great job reworking it.
However, there was nothing there for a blonde werewolf. So what they did was they took strings of hair. It took 8 hours. I stood for 8 hours and they glued, basically like gluing eyelashes.
Oh, my God.
Up your legs, up your body to, cover what we had to cover in the movie. And Christopher and we had dinner. By the way, I also love the movie because it was the last movie I did with Christopher Lee. We did 5 movies together.
Great Christopher Lee.
That was the last one.
Wow.
We sat and we had dinner every night together. And this was still, the Russians were there. So we had a spy spying on, actually he was spying more on Christopher than me because I don't know if people know, but Christopher was a spy in the Second World War, a real spy.
That's what I heard. Because
he was a Nazi hunter.
Wasn't like a character based on his exploits or something? Because I had read that in one of his biops, and I'm like, no way. I thought that was made up, but really.
Whenever you get a chance to do an interview with Philippe Mora, with the director, you should interview him just on that. That's a story in itself because they sat together and he told the director his whole story about the Second World War and what he did. Yeah, that was amazing. So we sat there and we had dinner and we had this spy on us and we laughed our heads off. We would walk into the restaurant every night and there would be in the corner this little guy with glasses this thick, and I called it a dead squirrel on his head. He had a toupee that was like in his face, And he would sit there like this and just watch us, and we'd laugh our heads off. He didn't know why we were laughing. We were laughing over him. But he said to me after that scene, he said, Sybil, I have so much respect for you because he said, he's played Dracula. He's played all these kinds of roles. He said, you had so much dignity in doing what you did. You made the best of it, and you do what I do. You don't just take a role for the check. You did it because you believe in it. And, maybe you think you look silly in something, but your fans take you serious. And so you have to take it serious. And I said, I've always done that. As a matter of fact, when I get a script, the first thing I say is, would my fans want to see me in that role? Because I did a movie with it was the second to the last movie that he did before he died. God, I don't want your kids to think, don't shoot with her, because that is actually they die. No, Patrick Swayze. We did Jump.
Yes.
And in Jump, they offered me the lead role in there, and I read the script and I said, she is being betrayed by her husband. She is a, mourning wife then because he gets killed. I said, no, I want to play the girlfriend. I want to play the girlfriend who, he cheats with, and she owns, this
little more spice to
this
the role.
log cabin up in the hills of Austria, and she was a bad girl, yeah. And I loved those kind of roles, but it was a smaller role, which means less money. But it doesn't matter. And everybody loved me in that role.
No, you're great in that role.
So, Howling is mainly my most favorite movie because of Christopher Lee. And Christopher, like I said, we did 5 movies together. Christopher is not a guy you can go out and have fun with. I mean, we did one movie. It has like 3 or 4 titles, but the main title is Albino. I arrive, I go to the pool. Who's sitting there? Christopher and his wife. His wife was a famous Parisian model. Uh-huh. And I said, oh, Gita, what are you doing here? It's dirty, it's dusty, there's no glamour, there's no shopping, And she says to me, darling, there are emeralds here. And so I looked at Christopher and I said, okay, get ready with all the money you're going to make on this movie is going to go for an emerald diamond for her. Okay. And there she was. So when we shot that movie, Christopher doesn't drink. We sat and drank. Okay. We drank bourbon. Oh, I love bourbon.
Love bourbon.
I love bourbon. We drank bourbon. Christopher, his water, a little bit of wine maybe. He didn't smoke. We smoked cigarettes. He doesn't gamble. We played cards. But he sat there with us and he told stories of his life and stories he loves to tell of his movies and his, just his stories, and he loves to tell them. And Gita would sit there and roll her eyes and say, heard that one 5,000 times. She knows them all inside out, but we were playing, and still he sang, he cut a record. I mean, he's done a lot. And I brought him to Germany because, he has a 5 in golf, he's an incredible golf player. And he's just a wonderful man and wonderful human being. And we actually worked, Philippe Mora and I, and Gary Brandner, who wrote all the Howling books. We were working on another Howling movie. We wanted to do another one.
Oh, wow.
With Christopher and with me.
You have to have Christopher in it. But he was, just his voice, and he was so loquacious, and how he would just deliver lines. And I heard his process was so, he was committed to the craft. He was committed to the character. And to your point, you could see he believed in that character, regardless if it was Dracula or, just a townsfolk or, just in the background. Vincent Price, him, are just like 2 of my all-time favorites as far as just growing up, watching them on Sunday morning with the horror movies and all the classics, and it's just amazing.
And you see, he wore the sunglasses in the, in the club. I mean, he has fun doing it. He enjoys it like I do,
Yeah, so where Betty Davis stopped last night. I saw the story. I was like, because I always wear my sunglasses. They get mad at me because I always have my sunglasses on. But I was like, okay, see that I'm not silly because you had the nice big glasses, and I was just like, oh. The only thing you were missing was like the French cigarette holder, the cigarette coming out of it. What's your favorite bourbon?
Haydn, what's it called?
I don't know. I don't think I've tried this one.
Yes. Yeah. When I was in Kentucky, they gave that to me, and it's a new one now. That Hazel.
Oh,
what is it? Hazel. It's a strange name.
Yeah, I can see it, and I can't remember the name. I haven't tried it yet. I know that. I've looked at it because I've been bouncing around like doing, I usually like Blanton's Redbreast. That's usually kind of where I bounce around for my bourbons because just love Blanton's. So tasty. Yeah. And then I was like drinking Eagle Rare for a while, but they got so expensive. I was just like, when they were coming out, they're like $25 a bottle. Now it's like $50 for a bottle. And I'm like, still the same Eagle Rare.
Wherever I drink it or whenever I drink it, I just, whatever they have is fine. I don't think I've had a bad bourbon ever.
No, I don't think I've ever had a bad.
No.
To be absolutely honest with you, no. So how far did you guys get with the Howling 3? Was there ever a script, or was it just conversation, or?
Oh, you mean our?
Yes.
Howling. Well, oh God.
Sorry, I got distracted.
He died.
Oh.
He died, and with him went then the rights. But the gentleman I'm talking to now, who wanted to see my vampire movie, he told me, he said, I'm thinking of doing a Howling. And I said, the rights are no longer. And he said, oh, yes, I do have a contract for one more Howling. He's the producer of the Howling 2. Now, Philippe went on to do 3, 4, and 5.
All right.
Which were, in Australia. And I don't know how that, I have no idea how he did that and never asked him. But no, this person has the rights.
Wow. So we could still
So
see
we might be
one.
talking about it, yeah. And he's not well right now. And his son was on the phone when I called him. And he said, oh, my God. You should have seen my father. He lit up like he hasn't lit. He's been in bed for a year and a half, very ill. He said, you should have seen my father. His face lit up when I said, Sybil Danning's on the phone. And then I talked to his son, and I sent him the material and everything just now before I left. And he said, yeah, he said he wants to do another project, and he's thinking of doing another Howling.
All right.
And he said, he still has the rights to a Howling. Well, so there is still a contract out there. Yeah.
A leak. There we go. It's breaking news. Mm-hmm. So can you talk about your vampire film?
Hazel Baden. I think it's called Hazel Baden.
Yes, I think it is Hazel.
Right?
Because actually I wanted to say Hazel Bay, but I know that's not.
Hazel Baden.
Hazel Baden.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Sorry, back to bourbons. Can you talk about your vampire film?
I don't want to talk too much about it. It's untitled right now.
Okay.
Because nowadays you can't protect a title, so I don't want to give the title out. So it's untitled. I will say that it is female oriented.
Okay.
It is classic.
Yes.
But it is horror sci-fi.
Perfect.
And I have a friend, J.R. Young. He used to work with Sam Raimi in Sam Raimi's office. And I gave it to Sam when he was still with Sam. And it's not Sam's kind of movie. He turned it down, although...
After he's done Army of Darkness and Evil Dead and like all the Ash films, come on, that sounds like his...
No, it's a little different. But Sam actually offered me something once, and I turned him down. And I don't regret I don't think I can remember anything I regret doing or not doing. You know, you do things for certain reasons.
You look back and go like, I should have probably, yeah.
The reason, I'll tell you why, because I had a 3-year deal at Paramount under Sherry Lansing, and I felt I had a duty to be there. And he came one day and he gave me a script and he said, Sybil, give it to Paramount. It was called Once a Killer. You play the lead. It's for them. And they turned it down. And I said, well, they weren't really into action. You know, they love the sexy stuff more. And so I, you know, he came and we had a meeting, and I told him that. And then he walks to the door and turns around and says, Sybil, would you do television? And I said, oh, Sam, without thinking or asking anything, I said, Sam, I'm here at Paramount. I have to get a movie made. You know, my company has a deal here to get a movie made. I can't go off and do a series, because he said it would be a series. And to me, that means you're tied up. And if it's good, and it is, if it's with Sam, for years. And I had a 3-year deal. It was my conscience saying, I can't just have a deal and then go off and be an actor and not be the producer that I needed to be. So one day, it wasn't much longer, you know, maybe a couple of months after that, I wanted to talk to him. And I called his office and I said, Sam, and he said, no, he's not here. And I said, well, not that it's any of my business, but where the hell is he? And they said, well, he's in New Zealand. I said, what the hell is he doing in New Zealand? He said, oh, you didn't hear? What was it called?
Xena?
Xena.
Mm-hmm.
Warrior.
Princess.
Princess. That's what he wanted me for, that lead role.
You would have been a badass.
I'm so busy not making a movie. I never got one made it. But I turned him down. So I think, and I told him, you know, when I saw him the last time, I said, I have to tell you, I'm really, really sorry that I turned you down. I'm an idiot for doing that. But I got to work with you. You got to find something. I want to work with you. And he said, we will find something. So.
I mean, he could have put you in like any one of the Spider-Man films that he did.
Well, maybe he felt, you know, nobody says no to Sam Raimi. Excuse me.
I mean, no, you do.
No. If he carries a little grudge, he has a right to carry that grudge because I was an idiot.
You never know. Hindsight being what it is. I mean, I applaud you holding to, I have a contract. I need to honor that. That's
how I was raised, you know? You say A, you got to say B, you know? Exactly.
It's so rarely done.
But the reason I wanted to tell you is because the person, J.R. Young, who worked in his office, is now the head of, he is senior vice president of production at 20th Century.
Oh, okay.
20th Century. So I called him and I said, I wrote this script. I trust you, read it and tell me what you think, because I know you're going to tell me honestly. And he calls me the next morning and said, Sybil, I read it last night. He said, with the right director, this project will go down within the genre as a classic. Get the right director. And I have the director I want. That's why it's taken me a little time, because the director I want is not easy to get.
That's great. I'm excited. It's already past our time.
Where does time fly?
Yeah, it's
Where
really
does it go? Does it sing?
I could go hours and hours listening to you. You're absolutely stunning and amazing to talk to.
Well, I'll have to come again. You will have to pick up.
Yes.
And I just got to tell you that I am doing a new movie.
Oh, yes. Please tell me the new movie.
In December, and this movie was done 30 years ago, has an enormous following, and it was called Jack-O-Lantern. Jack-O-Lantern.
I think I remember that.
And I will be playing a kind of, not the same role, but a kind of role that John Carradine played it in that movie. It's going to be, of course, a different role. It's going to be a very special role, and the director, Fred Olen Ray, I've done 3 projects with him. This will be the 4th. He said, Sybil, I am so excited. You've got to do this. We don't even have a script yet. But he said, this is the movie. This is what I want you to play something, it's going to be, your fans are going to love it.
Right.
And we're going to shoot, probably I'll be in Florida. We're going to shoot in Florida 5th of December.
So it's a
No script
Florida, but
I trust him, and we love working together.
There's a few months to whip a script.
No, he knows exactly what he wants, and he's writing it, he's directing it, he's producing it, so he knows exactly what he's doing. And his co-executive producer, I'm going to also be executive producer on it, and his co-executive producer, Steve Latshaw, actually was my co-writer on my vampire movie. So it's like
just all
one family.
together.
One family, yeah. There you go. My fans have something to look forward to.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
It's okay.
How do the fans follow you? Do you have, Facebook or social media or anything?
Yes.
How did they find you?
Facebook. Well, just go to SybilDanning.net.
Okay.
And all my information is on there. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on everything. Everything.
No, we want to make sure everyone can find you. We don't want you left alone ever.
Yes, no. You'll, actually, I can give you a card and give you everything. Okay.
Yes, we'll throw that in on the video stuff. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of the festival. We'll have some more people come and talk to you, and the dean will be by to get a video of you on the table and all of that. But thank you. So that wraps this. We'll be back in a little bit. So in the meantime, run fast, laugh hard, and always be kind. Good night.